What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. Let's look at some pictures that y'all have submitted. Don't forget that if you have something that you want to submit for lots of lots, bus stuff for sale, the picture videos, or any one of my videos in general, you can throw it in the video request form found in the description of any one of my videos. So this first bus we're taking a look at was submitted by Mando. It is a 1997 Thomas 3800. So this bus comes from Florida. We can see that it has a striped bumper, a crossing arm, and dual stop signs. Also notice that there is AC on the bus. It appears to have a white roof and no warning light covers. It has a DT466E, and you can see that it is pretty faded because this bus comes from Florida, where buses are known to fade just because of the weather out there. And yeah, I mean, this is not a bad looking bus, I gotta say, but that Florida sun has definitely done its number on the bus. We're gonna stay in Florida and look at some more faded buses. This picture was submitted by Spark, where we can see a first and second gen CE. So if the numbers are any indication, the second gen CE is a 2006 and the first gen is a 2004. So just like the last bus, these are going to share pretty identical specs. The crossing gate, striped bumpers, no warning light covers, white roof. These buses, unlike the last one, do have yellow rims, and I'm surprised that Thomas didn't, which I should have mentioned in the last picture. And yet again, these buses are just extremely faded. It looks like the second gen CE has been sitting for quite a while. Notice all the dirt on the roof and the deteriorated school bus sign. The first gen looks to be holding up a lot better. I'm not sure if maybe that one was being used and the second gen wasn't. I'm not sure, but yeah, these are just pretty typical Florida buses. This next picture was submitted by Project 38. We are in Phoenix now, taking a look at the C2 from Apache Junction USD. So as you can see, this is a pretty basically spec'd C2. There's not a whole lot going on here. One thing I do gotta say is I'm surprised that there's no AC on this bus, because it's in Arizona, and living here you absolutely need AC, and a majority of the buses do have AC on them, but I'm surprised that this bus doesn't, or at least it appears that it doesn't have AC. Compared to the Florida buses, the paint on this one seems to be holding up pretty well. I do also gotta say, I think that this is a almost near perfect amount of black on the bus compared to the yellow. It just works for me. I like the way that this looks. And I should have mentioned tinted windows, black window posts. One of my favorite specs. Always looks great. Next up was this picture submitted by Mark, who says that this picture was taken in 1995 of some buses in Cherokee County, Georgia. On the left, we can see a Bluebird 3800, a Thomas S1800, another Bluebird 3800, and presumably another Bluebird 3800. Notice the 3800s have fender turn signals. That's a great choice. It also kind of appears that there might be chrome rims on the 3800 in the center. I can't tell for sure there just because of the quality of this picture. And seeing the S1800 when it's still in prime service like this is just so cool to me. I love seeing pictures like this. Obviously I can't tell for sure, but I'm willing to bet that the Bluebirds were pretty new at the time. Maybe a year or two old at most. And I just say that because they look to be in great condition, but again, the quality of this picture could just be throwing me off. Great find though. This picture was submitted by Verd. We are looking at a Canadian C2. Notice that we have a black hood on this bus. We also have a single stop sign, and apparently this bus is fully incandescent. We can see that there's also a crossing gate on there, and the one thing I want to point out is the number on the bumper. Notice how there's a yellow background on there with black numbers. I don't know how I feel about it, just because it's kind of like a different shade of yellow than school bus yellow. I mean, that's just me nitpicking something so small, and it's not something you see very often. I don't know how I feel about it. Let me know what you guys think. So the next two pictures were submitted by Rose City Busman. We are looking at a 2008 A3FE. Now this bus, number 6, has apparently been retired. I think that this looks like a great bus. We have understorage throughout it. You don't really need to have crazy specs on an A3, in my opinion, for it to just look good. These are very basic specs aside from the understorage, you know, white roof, streamer, single stop sign. maybe LED turn signals up front is what it looks like, and incandescent warning lights. It was probably used as a trip bus just because of all of the understorage on there. And we're going to compare that to this bus, number 64, which is also apparently a 2008 A3FE. The only change in specs I'm seeing on here is that there's no understorage on this bus, and it is apparently still being used as a regular route bus. Just like bus number 6, incandescent warning lights, LED turn signals, and like I said, you don't need much to spec a good looking A3. We're headed back to Florida, taking a look at this 2019 CE that was submitted by Stanley. Crossing gate, striped bumper, no warning light covers, LED stop sign, white roof, AC. Again, pretty typical Florida bus here. I'm going to take a wild guess here, obviously don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that the reason that yellow is written on the first student windows on both sides is just because that's like the route? I don't know. Anyways, it appears that the paint on this CE is holding up much better than any of the other ones we were looking at. Mind you, this one's only 5 years old at this point, but still. I don't have much to say about this. I think this is a great picture, actually. Nice looking bus for the most part, and yeah. Now we've got pretty much a Blackout C2 that was submitted by Tom. This one comes from New York. It's a Blackout C2. I really don't care for any Blackout bus. There's too much yellow on there. At least do the rub rails. Whatever, I don't make those decisions. We also have warning light covers on the C2, and yeah, it's a Blackout C2. It just does not work for me. Blackout is just a weird spec, in my opinion. This picture was submitted by Kevin the Bus Enthusiast, and we are taking a look at this poor old Carpenter 3800. Man, oh man, this bus has definitely had a rough time. As you can see, it has been sitting forever, I guess. It's apparently sitting in Pennsylvania, and if you take a look at the emblem next to the door, that appears to be a Wolfington emblem, so I assume that's where it originated from. Now, if it was cleaned up, this doesn't appear to be a terribly spec'd bus at all. We have a full streamer on there. I can't tell if there's a white or yellow roof. We also have the trip sign on school bus between the warning lights. There's a black hood, there was a crossing gate on there at one point. There's also the classic Carpenter jackknife door on there. It is missing a cross view, and this bus just needs a lot of work. It's apparently sitting behind a bowling alley. I can't imagine that it's being used at all for any reason. And yeah, this bus just needs a lot of love. Here is a really sharp T3FE that was submitted by James. It's a 2020, has AC, and is fully LED. But the obvious thing to point out here is the black grille and gray around the Bluebird logo. I've never seen... I don't think I've seen either of those on a T3 before. Maybe the black grille, but definitely not the gray around the Bluebird logo. But as weird as it is, this just kind of works for me. It's not something I'd want to see on every single bus, and you definitely would have to spec it right in order for it to work, but this one does work for me. Even if you do take both of those away, this is still a really sharp T3 in my opinion, with the full LED, black around the warning lights, the warning light covers, and crossing gate. It's a really nice looking bus. And we're going to end this video just the same way we started it, with a Thomas 3800. This one was submitted by South Carolina Busman. So this bus is a 1997 that is apparently still in service, which is great. And this bus appears to have held up really well. We still have a crossing gate on there, not too much paint fade near the black around the warning lights. We have cowl-mounted turn signals. Also notice that there are white rims on this bus, not something you see every day, but it works pretty well on here in my opinion. I love knowing buses like this are still in service, even if this is being used as a spare. This still looks like it has a ton of life left in it, and I hope it gets used for quite a while longer. And there you go, those are the buses I want to show off. Don't forget that if you have something that you want to submit for lots of lots, bus stuff for sale, the picture videos, or any one of my videos, you can throw it in the video request form found in the description of any one of my videos. And with that, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical white button that says you are now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know where they put it, down here where they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or your buses are going to be as faded as those Florida ones. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care, don't let anything happen to you. So yeah guys, that's going to do it for this video, and thanks for watching.